Welcome to the wonder of Star Wars The Old Republic, episode number 42. If you haven't recognized it yet, that balloon above is for Datacron Hunt, which we're going to be doing today. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, this is part of an ongoing series, and I hide the older videos so they don't clog up my YouTube channel. So if you want to start at episode 0, feel free to check out the description of this video. Everybody else, welcome back! It's Datacron Day. And this time around, I'm actually not alone. Oh, I think I lost him out here in the Dune Sea somewhere, but my husband has come along because we're going to be trying to get that pesky Datacron in a very unique, well, not quite unique, but a special way. Hey, head east. West. This Datacron we would normally get by going to a special location and waiting for this balloon. But as I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I have had some horrible, terrifying, scarring experiences with that balloon, and I will never step foot in it again. Now, if you've ever watched any videos called Beyond the Walls, there's ways of getting places you aren't really supposed to be by combining a bit of jumping, put some butter on that waist, by combining certain abilities with jumping techniques. So my husband has come to give me a hand, and he is going to be on his silent droid character, and he will be trying to push Javiik up onto this Datacron. So I've actually never tried this out before. I've seen other people do it. I watched videos of it. It seems very fun. So here's what we have to do. You have to come really, really close to me. Hello. You have to come like super close to me, like really, like you're gonna give me a smooch. Okay, and then what's gonna happen is if I'm jumping in the air while you push me, then instead of going, that's the worst hug ever, but it'll work. Instead of going forward, I'm going to be pushed up. So I'm gonna just keep jumping, and you can do the best that you can to push me while I'm going up here. So viewers, this has never been done before on this channel, so you're very lucky. You're probably going to watch us fail quite a few times, but either way, it's not going to be as bad as that balloon. Okay, I'm ready for some pushing. Go! He's just trying to very carefully time it there. Oh, right. Okay, so he realized we need to be dueling first. Him pushing me while we're not in a duel wouldn't do very much. Might just accidentally shove that poor Jawa in the corner away. Alright. Whoa! It worked! Oh, I didn't go forward! Okay, you were able to see that I went really, really high. Okay, that's pretty cool. So how long is your timer for that one? It's about 53 seconds. Oh, so we've got a whole minute to burn. So while we wait for his... Oh, 1 minute. Here, cool. So while we wait for his push to reset, I will tell you guys about what's going on in Star Wars The Old Republic this week. What we were originally going to be doing this episode, I had gotten a hold of some of my friends from my guild, and they were all ready and lined up and scheduled to run a flashpoint with me. But unfortunately, there has been some terrible lag this week, and this is the week of August 2018 for anyone who's listening later in the year, or years, I guess. Unfortunately, with the recent patch, we had that patch I've been very excited about. The new stronghold on Rishi is out, and it's really, really cool. There's some PvP updates, which is always good. Matchmaking changes for PvP. There have been lots of people aren't quite sure it's working the way it's supposed to. Like, it's supposed to help balance how many healers are on one team, how many tanks, and lots of people have said it hasn't been working the way they've expected it to, or it doesn't feel any more balanced, and sometimes feels even worse. So I'm unsure if that's a bug or if it's something that's just a perception or a luck thing. I think, are we getting close to our timer here? Jumping equals yes. Okay. So this time I think I have to go forward while I'm midair. Ow! Okay, I need to not be so close that I bang my poor kitty head on the ledge. Well, we have a whole nother minute to kill, so let me tell you more about that terrible lag. So when they were adding this stronghold, one of the things they added was some big changes to the way decorations work, and this was mainly to provide line of sight cover for people who are going to use the new stronghold for dueling or for these cool PvP matches that you can set up yourself and make your own layout. The decorations before, they were kind of like, I guess you could call them ghosts, I'm not quite sure, but they wouldn't give you any cover if someone was trying to shoot at you or throw their lightsaber at you. And that isn't very good when you really need that line of sight to hide around and run around in a true PvP match or a true duel. So they added a big changes to the way the decorations work, even though we can't see it. Oh, okay, focus. Oh no! Why am I only going forward? Okay, so you saw me. I'm just going straight up, right? Maybe we can try it from right here. I swear I've seen people go forward. Maybe I need to be like pressing it while I'm there. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, we have 1 more minute to kill as we wait for the timer. So this decoration changes unfortunately created some really bad lag. People have been reporting lag all over the place, but most specifically, anytime you're in a stronghold, it presents lag when you're opening any type of window or when you're trying to use chat. For example, my guildmates were having a roleplay night in the Yavin 4 stronghold. They had their storyline all set up, they'd scheduled it, everybody was online, but it was taking sometimes up to 5 minutes for their messages to actually go through into the chat. As you can imagine, roleplay, which revolves about 90% around chat. Jump. Okay. Oh, damn, I hit my head again. Okay, so not quite so close. Well, I wasn't under it, so maybe it was pushing me forward? Alright, well, 1 more minute to kill. And, another place that this lag was being especially noticed was when opening legacy banks or guild banks or your personal bank. So if you experience some really bad lag in the last little while, that's oh no, that's exactly what has caused it, and it's been really frustrating to not see them fix it right away. I think it took them a few days to establish what the problem actually was. Well, it took them some time first to make sure it wasn't just random players' internets being bad, stuff like that, to make sure it was actually something that they caused, and then they had to find the fix for it. So, excuse me. Yes, that's how many players are feeling about the developers right now with this lag, but we don't need to illustrate it. Javiik never did nothing to you. And so they've completely acknowledged it now, but they are waiting to fix it with a patch because it's not something that can be updated kind of on the fly, kind of like Carton Market sales can change without there being a patch. This one has to be fixed by a patch. So we're hoping in this coming week that there's a patch date scheduled, and well, fingers crossed, and hopefully it works. That's about all we got. Hopefully I'm not jumping for no reason here. Yeah, jumping time. Alright. So I'm a bit farther back now. Whoa! I went really far. Okay, so yeah, so we're getting somewhere. Maybe I need to be if I'm over here. It flung me really far. Yeah, so we're just kind of waiting for that lag to subside. In the meantime, some players are taking a break. Other players are just kind of dealing with it as it is. I personally play mostly on my poor little sad laptop that has horrible internet connection, usually because I'm playing literally on a train, and I have not noticed any lag worse than normal. Other players saying that 5-minute chat delay, that 5-minute delay to the cargo banks, and it's just driving them bonkers. How are we looking for timer there? So that is about all there is for Star Wars The Old Republic news right now. I assume there maybe would have been other types of news, especially about there was some bugs with ranked tokens being... Oh, that one was close. I think I was in the right spot. I banged my head right here. So let's... Was I about right here? Did you move at all? To the left? To the left? Everything out in a box to the left? Yes, okay. Yeah, I think this might work right here. There was quite a few bugs with ranked season 10. Now, for those of you who don't play player versus player content, who don't do PvP and war zones, there's two types of content when it comes to that. There's the more casual war zones where you can just queue up. You maybe don't need the best gear. You maybe don't need to be a super duelist. You don't have to be awesome, and this is where all players start, and that's just the normal war zones. And there's also separately ranked war zones, and those are you're really meant to have a better idea of your class. You're meant to have some decent gear. You're meant to have a really good idea of how dueling and war zones work. I don't play those because I am not skilled in those manners and don't have a huge interest in it, but many players do. Oh hey, look, Space Cop. That's I don't know who that is. Just a random player. Let's say hi. There was a lot of issues with it. Some people were saying the tokens were not being delivered properly. Some people were saying that wins and losses were... I think we might be good for timing. Yay, nay? Yay. Okay. Let's give her. It's so far! I'm gonna have to be like on the other side of Tatooine. We can go back to like Anchorhead or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so another minute to go. Right, tokens weren't being rewarded, which you use to buy rewards at the end of the season, I think, whenever the rewards are announced. And the wins and losses weren't being counted, so there was quite a bit of a mess. I feel like that was fixed fairly quickly, though, for some reason. I haven't heard many people complaining about it. If not, it'll be definitely fixed by this upcoming patch. Ooh, a little sparkly thing. Speaking of Star Wars The Old Republic fashion, which is the obvious segue from PvP, my husband said he wanted to come help me as an actual droid. He's a bit more camera shy than me, so he's not on voice with me, but he's got it here. Come in the light so they can see your outfit a little better. Like, come in front of me. Yeah, there you go, and turn around. He's got this really neat outfit, so some of the fashion you can get is cybernetic parts. It's a really strong Star Wars sentiment to have some type of cybernetic limb. Obviously in the movies we see a lot of that, and in Star Wars The Old Republic they didn't have anything like that at the launch of the game, but as different cartel market outfits were added, there is now an absolute ton of cybernetic different armors available. So what he's got on is, he's got a cybernetic head, he's got a cybernetic torso. As you can see, like, his actual body is missing, like wherever your liver and kidneys would be, there's metal struts. And I think he's got cybernetic legs too. How are we looking for time? Time for another fly? Yes, okay. If we're not far enough now, we're just gonna have to keep going farther back. I don't know if you might need to, what? I think I was facing, like I was halfway down my jump or something. So, do I need to be closer, farther? I'm not sure. It's confusing. We'll try it again from here next time. Don't jump to me next time, and then we can see how far you were, because I lost my spot. And, so yeah, there's just, on my main character, my Vanguard Trooper, usually she's wearing that blue armor, and that's kind of like my Academy armor, so she's easy to recognize. But, in her roleplay, she actually has a cybernetic hand. I'm having a hard time remembering exactly how, but I was role-playing with friends and she had a cybernetic hand along the way. And I actually have a cybernetic hand armor, and it's really cool. It's just one hand and the other hand looks like a normal glove, and it color matches my armor and everything. We're gonna get the jump one of these days. Okay, I was way up in the air that time. But it was like I was too far away. So like maybe right here? And I have, okay, so if you enjoy this type of content actually being done well, being done correctly, there's a series out there called Beyond the Walls, and it's a series that was originally started by SWTOR Central and his friend, and I believe Peter, who took over his channel, has continued on a little bit with that exploring Beyond the Walls, and they make really, really good use of the pushes. Like they are like just master pros at it. And they get in some really crazy places. I think one of my favorite ones that they've done is they've explored Korriban and gotten up some of the really crazy places. I think Peter was doing one recently. He was doing a live stream in the new Rishi Stronghold trying to find all the crazy places that he could get to. How are we looking for time here? Yes? Okay, jump it! Oh, so close! Stay still, stay still! Oh, it was just a little bit too far. Okay, well, like right here. Oh, that one was, oh, so close. I feel it, I feel it. I think we're gonna get it this time. He's laughing. Like I said, there isn't much going on for Star Wars news, so I'd love to share some guild news. Just for fun. The guild that I'm in Star Wars The Old Republic is called the Remnants of Hope. We're on the Starforge server, and I really enjoy their company. We're kind of a weird guild, and in the sense that we require an application to join, but we pretty much accept everyone as long as you put the effort in to fill out the application and aren't extremely weird or rude. And I made a recruitment video for them about, I don't know, it was a really long time ago, like 4 years ago. It might have even been before I was doing YouTube and just showing off all the stuff we like to do together. And my guild leader was like, hey, you want to make a new one? Because the level cap's not even the same anymore as you're mentioning in the video. And there's a whole bunch of... Oh! Okay, I need to analyze that one. I think it's like the distance is right. But I need to be like aimed into the hole, so I go into the little opening instead of just bouncing off the side. So maybe this'll do. I'll probably like smash my poor kitty head on the inside wall, but at least I'll be in there. So that's all we're really going for. So in my guild, we were really, really focused on the Republic side when we first joined the game, because you really had to focus on one side because it took so long to even level a character. I think it took me something crazy, like 3 months just to hit level 50, and I was doing every quest I could. I was just going a little slowly, wasn't power leveling, but many other people had similar experiences where it took them a long time just to even get to level 50. Nowadays, it takes... Oh, jumpy time? Yeah. Hey. Success! I'm gonna get carpal tunnel. We're so close. I'm not... Okay, so I'm like hitting my head. Am I hitting my head on the top of the opening? Yeah, up there. So do I need to be lower then? Maybe here? Apparently Javiik being not body type 1 is an issue in this specific sense. So when we first started in the game, we were solely focused on Republic, and just because of the difficulties in having multiple characters, we stayed Republic side for a very, very long time before even stepping foot into the Imperial side. When I made that video, we were actually starting to make forays onto the Imperial side of things. We had done a few operations, we were trying to get a weekly thing going, people were leveling Imperial characters a little more often, and we showcased a bit of that in the video. Why? Stay there, stay there. Okay, here? It's okay, it's okay. And And over the years, we've gotten more into it, and for some reason in 2018, this year, there's been a ton more interest in the Imperial side. There's always been a few people super interested in it, people who are willing to put together operations and stuff, but there's never been enough steady interest or interest by like enough people to have a full operation group. But in the last year or so, it's really picked up. My guess is part of it is our division leader. The leader for Star Wars: The Old Republic in my guild really likes Imperial side. Like if she had to pick one to just settle down in forever, she would happily be the Dark Empress of the Sith. And part of it is just easier, a lot easier to make characters, and it's a lot easier than ever to gear characters. Oh! Yes! Yeah! I'm so scared to move. We did it! Alright. I've had my UI off this all time, so now we get... It's like a little... It's a little kitty box. It's adorable. Okay. You have located a datacron, an ancient technology once used by the Infinite Empire. This datacron was created for a singular purpose, to lure this cat into this trap. What? This one is still active. Use it to improve your mastery attribute. Once used, you will get mastery +3 for your entire legacy, even though you're the only one in it. I'm looking forward to seeing what it gives us for... Ah! Oh, and you're able to get up here too! So he was able to use his leap to jump right up here. So there you go. It's definitely possible with a friend to not have to do that horrible datacron. So we got Galactic History, the Droid Rights Movement. I accidentally closed it, so let's see if we can find it.
I lost you there.
It is in... I have to find it. Sorry, usually I click them when they're up. Ah, here we go. Galactic History 421. This datacron holds unheard of power and knowledge collected by an ancient race. You access its power and discover writings which are clearly only one small piece of a massive galactic history. For millennia, droids had filled an important role in Republic society. They were tireless workers, trusted servants, and often functioned as diplomatic translators. Battle droids formed a key part of the Republic's military strategy. However, a droid rights movement began to find a voice across the Republic and quickly became popular on Coruscant. The argument was made that since droids had personalities and sentience, owning a droid was tantamount to slavery. The Galactic Senate dismissed the movement as a mere fad, but after millions of appeals to create a droid rights bill, they were forced to address the issue. A surprising number of senators spoke up in favor of droid rights, while many others dismissed the idea as absurd. The debate would continue until the Great Droid Revolution stopped the droid rights movement in its tracks. And thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. Might be able to push you up over here. Oh, okay. There is actually another datacron. Okay, I see. I think someone else is trying to do it. Okay, so there's a second datacron that's all the way up there. You can see a little bit of the sparkle over here. Can't hear it. Let's cheer them on. Oh, cheer is restricted to subscribers. What? So they are trying to do the exact same thing as we were doing, but they were trying to get up there and get that other datacron. I don't know if that's possible though. I thought it would maybe be possible from that little ledge we were on before, but it's really, really high up. Oh, I shouldn't have jumped down. Should have tried to see if we could push up from there. I don't know if it would have been possible though. Well, we'll give it a shot. I don't know if this is possible or not. Okay. Oh, we'll let them get their jump in. Oh my gosh! They did it in one go. Ah, I wish you had a pull or something. You could jump up there and pull me up. Okay, get out of here, Andronicos.
Later.
Oh, I guess are we dueling? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we do know it's very possible, though. We saw 2 other people do it with 100% ease. So in our guild, we've been playing a lot more Imperial side. There's been an Imperial Ops group running for a long time. They don't even have to bring anybody in who isn't in the guild, like trying to fill up the group. They've been having Datacron hunting events, I think. There's roleplay that's been happening on both Republic side and Imperial side. So in general, Guild's doing really good. I'm very proud of them. Lots of people pitch in to make those types of things happen. So the only problem is, because back in the day when I was playing more actively, we didn't have much going on Imperial side, so I don't have any cool footage of us doing stuff on the Imperial side. And so we decided to group up and just go take some fun. I'm gonna stop jumping, I'm making myself dizzy. Oh no, it's time, it's time. Yes! Oh! Oh, this is so cool! I really like that. Well done. Good push. This is what my husband thinks of this right now. So let's grab that Datacron. Well, this is actually a Matrix shard. This is back in the olden days when it was level 50 was the end game. These were shards you could collect and you could combine them into like this super awesome relic that you could equip. And it was, I'm pretty sure it was the best in the game for at least a year, if not longer. So they were very desirable. Oh hey, number 40.
You okay? Later.
This Datacron holds unheard of power and knowledge collected by an ancient race. You access its power and discover writings which are clearly only one small piece of a massive galactic history. Czerka Corporation had grown rich on weapons development, experimental research, and planetary exploration. Some years before the Great Droid Revolution, Czerka discovered a backwater planet with extraordinary flora and fauna, whose trees grew kilometers high. The planet was known to its natives as Kashyyyk. Czerka was already planning to exploit Kashyyyk's resources, sparkle powder, when corporate scouts encountered the native Wookiee population. Although physically strong and agile, the Wookiees were forced to fall back before Czerka's superior technology. It didn't take Czerka long to realize that the true wealth of Kashyyyk was the Wookiees themselves. Bringing in its forces and considerable investment power, Czerka established a position on Kashyyyk and set about exploiting the Wookiee slaves to the highest bidder. They also decided to change the planet's name to something more appealing to investors, Adean. But I don't think I've ever heard the word Adean actually used anywhere. I'm kind of curious where that name actually ever gets used. Hey, you can get up some cool places there. Watch, I'm gonna fall off. This is the kind of stuff I love in the game. You can just climb everywhere and get in all kinds of weird places. There's a really cool ship on Hoth that has some really cool places you can climb into. It's like a crash. Oh, Jawa. Hello. What's going on here? Hey. I think we are actually going to find the rest of the Datacrons another day. So next episode, as long as the lag has been fixed, we will actually go do the next flashpoint with my friends and we will run it together, and then we'll come back and get the rest of the Datacrons on Tatooine. And if you are ever trying to get this Datacron on your own, if you look down here, I believe there's something you can climb onto. It's either a hill or another sandcrawler, and you just have to basically wait until the balloon comes around. It takes a long time, and then you actually have to wait on the balloon. But let's go there. LOL. Okay, let's go show them where it is. Yeah, I guess we're not too far from it. While I finish up my story about our guild. Oh, nope. You know what? Yeah, nope. Let's call it a night, and I will see you guys on the next episode of The Wonder of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Goodbye, everyone.